Hello and welcome as we come to you from London this week. Where are the billions of dollars pledged to Haiti after the earthquake? International donors were quick to make the offer of help, but 6 months after those devastating tremors, questions are being asked about how much has been delivered and what's been done with what did get through. Described as the worst natural disaster of the modern age, Haiti's earthquake claimed nearly 300,000 lives and left nearly 1.5 million people without proper shelter in crowded camps lacking basic sanitation, sufficient water and electricity. Reconstruction is at a standstill as most of the wreckage has yet to be removed, leaving millions of cubic yards of rubble blocking the streets. President René Préval has been criticized for his lack of leadership, not only from Haitians, but also from international donors who are allegedly cautious about sending those pledged billions of dollars to a country with a history of questionable infrastructure. Nonetheless, the Haitian government says the reconstruction stalemate is partly due to the lack of funds coming through. So today we ask, can Haiti ever recover fully, and is desperately needed aid becoming tangled up in politicking? Remember, you can join our conversation with your questions and comments. You can send an SMS or an email, and we'll also take your phone calls on the show. Joining us from Washington, D.C. is Stanley Lucas, president of the Washington Democracy Project. He's an outspoken and active member of the Haitian diaspora who co-chairs the Washington Haiti Relief Committee. He also runs a blog called Haiti Solutions. Juan Gabrielle Valdez was Chile's former foreign minister and head of the United Nations Stabilization Mission in Haiti, MINUSTA, between 2004 and 2006. He oversaw the 2006 presidential elections that brought President René Préval to power, and he joins us from Santiago. And from Atlanta, we have Haitian-born author Lahini Pierre, who went back to Haiti shortly after the earthquake. She's the author of a photographic book called Haiti Earthquake 1/12/2010. She's contributed to columns for the Haitian Times and has a forthcoming anthology entitled Haiti Noir. It's good to have you all of us with us, but first let's connect with Al Jazeera's correspondent Lucien Human, who's joining us from Pétionville. Lucien, first give us an idea of what you see on the ground happening there now. Of course, we're into the hurricane season. There's worry about things just starting to get worse and worse.
Riz, I think worry is an understatement. First, let me tell you, I was last here in February where the situation was absolutely chaotic. Now we're seeing a little bit less of that. Most of the people that live in the precarious camps, like the one you see behind me, at least have access to water. Some of them actually have tents, albeit nothing that will protect them from the hurricane season. But people are beginning to run out of patience, and they, like many people, are saying, where is the help that they were? They're saying that that they feel as though they are in a waiting line to be the victims of yet another disaster. And so they are getting very, very angry, many of them. And they're saying, you know, where is the money that they believe, rightly or wrongly, has already arrived in Haiti, although we know that only a small fraction of the $5.3 billion that was promised in the donors conference in March has actually reached the Haitian government. And even a tinier fraction of the 150,000 shelters that needed to be built here have been, the transitional shelters have been built. They're saying that, and so what we're seeing around here are signs all over town, graffiti saying, Abat Préval, which means in Creole, down with Préval, the president, Abat in the United Nations too, down with the United Nations, because they feel that the money which they think is here has been squandered. And what does this mean? This means that now that the World Cup is over, many people are predicting that there's going to be more political instability here, more protests with elections expected, scheduled to be held here in November. And of course, Riz, that is the last thing that Haiti needs now, political unrest and more instability.
Lucia, apart from what you're seeing there in terms of what you described, the graffiti and the political unrest, what's your reaction to seeing how far things have progressed or not progressed since you were there just shortly after the earthquake? What has 6 months really produced?
Well, at least to the eye, very, very little. The rubble is absolutely everywhere. I mean, the same buildings that had collapsed and were sort of halfway in the middle of the road when I was last here are still there. And the further you go out of Port-au-Prince, the capital, the worse it gets. In Léogâne, which was the epicenter of the earthquake, practically nothing has changed at all. So we're not seeing progress in this sense at all. But what has happened, and that's the good news, there weren't epidemics, there was not mass starvation, and there is some sense that things could have been a lot worse on the immediate response of the humanitarian aid that was needed as an immediate response. That at least did get through.
Well, Lucien Human, thank you very much. Always good to have you on the show. Thank you. Let's bring in our guests now, and if I could start with Juan Gabrielle Valdez, Ambassador, good to have you on the show. And let me start by asking about that money that no one seems to know the whereabouts of, or at least why it hasn't really showed up. So much money pledged, and yet so little seems to be applied to Haiti. What's happened to it?
Well, it's extremely difficult to understand what is going on. I was at the New York conference at the end of March, when not only $5.9 billion were promised for the next 18 months, but $9.9 billion were promised for the next 10 years. The enthusiasm was enormous. The level of commitment was also very, very important. We saw the Secretary of State of the United States. We saw Bill Clinton there. We saw very important business leaders. And frankly speaking, for somebody who knows Haiti and loves Haiti and has the big hope that the country can recover, I was really hopeful that this situation would mean a change. And what are we seeing now is that the commission, the interim commission that was appointed to expend the money, to invest the money, has only met once. That there is no coherent plan yet of reconstruction. That only the recollection of rubble is going on, but there is not a really beginning of a plan of development that could bring once again Haiti to its own feet. That is extremely serious, and I'm very concerned about the situation.
Stanley Lucas, if I could bring you in here and ask, is $10 billion even enough to rebuild a country that, of course, was already in a very difficult position already? I mean, $10 billion over a decade, too. Is it going to achieve anything near what is needed for Haiti?
Thank you for having me, and thank you to Al Jazeera. Yes, we need money, but also I think your reporting is really important, and I think the Haitian people are very thankful for Al Jazeera reporting. On January 12, we lost 300,000 people, 450,000 houses and government building. And when you put the, when you do the counting, it's around $40 billion we lost on January 12. So the pledge of $10 billion, we are very grateful for this. And we are also grateful to private donation. As you know, 50% of the households in the United States, they provided $1.1 billion of private money. And the U.S. Senate, with the Recovery Act, donated $2 billion to Haiti. Right now, what we have, it's a patchwork of programs. And they are not focusing on building capacity in country. What they are doing right now is building up NGOs and their teams in country. There are people with excellent intention, but what we need right now is better coordination and the focus on building Haitian institutions.
Mm-hmm. Let me get a perspective from you. Who's at fault here more? Is it the international community for failing to deliver, or is it the Haitian government for dragging its feet?
Well, there are some blames and on both sides. The Haitian government, you have the same people in power for the past 20 years. We have our former president, Aristide, who's now in exile. We left with $350 million of the country's money. You have President Préval in power for the last 10 years. He is basically the same political party in power for the last 20 years and capable of delivering to the Haitian people. And it's time for us to have free and fair election, and that has not happened for the past 10 years. The international community, if you look at the 9 principles of reconstruction and development, basically the country must have its own plan. You need to strengthen capacity in country instead of replacing Haitians. When you analyze on both sides, there are a lot of blames to go around. But right now, what we need to focus on basically are the two main solutions. First, building capacity in country, and second, the political equation that people are trying to ignore, and that might create problems for the upcoming summer.
I'll get more onto that in a moment. Let's bring in Lahini Pierre here. Good to have you with us. Now, you've been to Haiti a couple of times now. You've been documenting what's been happening there. To what extent during your last visit did you get a sense of people reaching a stage of desperation with the situation there?
Thank you for having me, Riz Khan. In the last visit, what I did is I documented the walls of Haiti. As you mentioned in the beginning of the show, all over the streets of Port-au-Prince, all over the cities outside of Port-au-Prince as well. The people have taken to express their fears and their angers and their frustrations on the walls in the form of graffitis, and they are saying, respect the Haitian government. They are saying, respect the Haitian people. They are saying, down with the UN, down with the MINUSTA. They are saying, down with occupation. They are saying, we want aid now. We want shelter, we want food. We want to have schools that our children can go to. And according to the people I've spoken to, a lot of the people, those things are not happening, and they don't foresee any of it happening right now.
Lahini, we were seeing some of the pictures that you took there as you were talking, which sort of gave our viewers a chance to see exactly what's going on there firsthand through your pictures. Thank you for those. Let me ask, Ambassador, if I can put an email to you. Of course, there's a lot of skepticism, and an email that we got in from Juan Pablo Gonzalez through our Facebook page says, Haiti's corruption has never been dealt with. Now there's an influx of aid into a region where funds are mismanaged and routinely disappear with little or no accountability. A third party should manage the money and governance until there can be a complete overhaul of the governing system. And I wonder, isn't it wise of the international community to be a little cautious about plowing money into a system where the infrastructure is questionable?
Let me say the following. It is evident that Haiti has been included among the list of most corrupted countries in the world. However, all the accusations of corruption coming from some of the international organizations are always general. They are generalizations. What we need now, if there is an accusation of corruption, is a concrete accusation of corruption against an official in a very particular circumstance, but not this generalized accusation of corruption. We need to strengthen the Haitian state. Haitians need to conduct this process. It is impossible for the international community to take the lead irrespective of what Haitians think or what their government wants to do. The leadership of the Haitians is absolutely essential if the country is, if the country is going to be rebuilt. Now, the second problem is that international organizations have, of course, procedures, and they need to follow these procedures in order to be in control of the way in which the money is being expended. Once they have to follow these positions, once these procedures have been adopted, however, they need to accelerate the decision-making process. When I was in Haiti and at the beginning of 2004, the World Bank organized a big meeting of donors in which more than $2 or $3 billion were committed to the country. During my stay in Haiti, in 2 years and a half, only $140 million were spent. It is evident that it is very difficult to spend the country in Haiti, to spend the money in Haiti, and that the government is extremely weak and has enormous problems to spend the money. But this is why an association between the government of Haiti and a particular commission headed by President Clinton and by Prime Minister Belrive was organized in this occasion to solve the problem of the weakness of the government and to act. What we are seeing is that this commission is not acting yet.
All right, we're going to get more of these points raised in just a moment. We have to take a short break now. When we return, we examine how that current situation in Haiti might affect elections due later this year. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're discussing Haiti 6 months on from the devastating earthquake that ravaged the country. What is the status of Haiti's recovery and what more needs to be done? I'm joined by Stanley Lucas, the Director for Latin America and the Caribbean for the Washington Democracy Project. Juan Gabrielle Valdez is Chile's former foreign minister who headed the United Nations stabilization mission in Haiti between 2004 and 2006. And Haitian-born author Lahini Pierre, who's been back twice this year, seeing the aftermath after the earthquake, inspired her photographic book, Haiti Earthquake 1/12/2010. Stanley Lucas, if I could get back to you with a question that came in from a viewer by email from Wesonga JD in Nairobi in Kenya, who says, Both the Haitian government and the international community have their priorities misplaced. They need the needed reconstruction funds are being diverted to be used for the elections. Any indication that the election is going to be properly held and is going to produce anything that might be a little bit more beneficial for Haiti?
They are key for the success of the reconstruction. As you know, after January 12, the headquarters of the electoral institution has been destroyed, and along with 60% of the polling station. And more than 1.2 million Haitians don't have currently registration cards that are needed to vote. So to organize free and fair election in Haiti, you need 16 to 18 months. And the dilemma is that the term of President Préval will be over by February 7, 2011. The Constitution provides for such transition with Article 149. But the current provisional electoral institution is viewed by civil society, the Haitian diaspora and Haitian political parties as partisan because they rigged election last year in favor of President Préval's party. And to ensure that political stability remain in country, free and fair elections are key, and we need a new CEP. We need to address the technical issues. Without that, you might see political instability rising by August.
Okay, listen, I'll get to the ambassador's response in just a moment, but let me bring in Lahini Pierre here and ask, considering what you saw there, and of course the security issue is a big issue, the safety for women in the camps, the security of the people, considering the rebels are out and about and far more active. Do you get a sense, A, that the election could be held properly with the population being in the situation it's in? And what is the situation, especially for the security of women there?
Okay, as far as security in general is concerned, you have a country, Haiti, where you have 12,000 UN troops from the United Nations. You had about 20,000 troops from the United States, about 2,000 troops from Canada, and 600 French troops, and you have Brazilian troops, and you have a number of troops from different other countries. What are they doing? We have a problem of security in camps. Are they there to provide security for the people? Are they there to maintain order? Or are they there to take care of other affairs? Maybe the Latin American drug trade. Maybe they're in Haiti to monitor other affairs of Latin America. But when I was in Haiti, I did not see Haitians beating up on each other in the streets or on a regular basis. You have organizations inside Haiti that have been taking care and have been documenting rapes. And for the women in the camps, it is not a safe matter, but it is not a matter that is happening every day. You have had a reported 230 cases of rape. But at the same time, you also have had reported MINUSTA cases of beating up on students. You've had cases of MINUSTA causing insecurity in the camps of Chaudmars, firing bullets at the people. You've had children injured. So what is the magnitude, the magnification of rape and insecurity? Is the magnification of it to cover other insecurities that the international forces themselves are bringing? Or is it to cover the lack of efficiency, really? When you have over 35-something thousand international troops and you have a country that is not, and a group of people that are not able to be retained, then the deficiency is on all sides.
All right, let me bring in Ambassador Juan Gabrielle Valdez here. Sir, you were overseeing MINUSTA, obviously, during that period, 2004-2006. You've heard some of the issues about the lack of confidence in the election that brought René Préval to power, and the comments made there by our guest, Lahini Pierre, about the issues with the MINUSTA troops. First of all, what is your prediction for the election coming up in November, and what do you see as the main issues that need to be dealt with to make sure that the foreign troop presence is functional and to the benefit of Haitians?
Well, let me say that I have been 3 times in Port-au-Prince after the earthquake. Therefore, I have had a direct experience of contact in the camps and with people in the streets. I have discussed with many Haitians the present situation. It is clear to me that MINUSTA was caught in the middle of this tragedy in a sense that ought also to be appreciated. Most of the people who worked with me during the period in which I was there are dead and were victims during the earthquake. The whole leadership of the United Nations was killed when their offices were destroyed by the earthquake. Therefore, it is clearly a tragedy that has hit the Haitian people and all the people who wanted to help Haiti and who were there. Criticisms to MINUSTA are, some of them justified, some of them unjustified. It is clear that if MINUSTA had not been there, the situation would have been much more serious than it was, clearly. Now, of course, coming back to the point of the elections, every election in Haiti will be extremely disputed. I was there during the elections of February 2006, and I saw people who nobody expected to participate fully, and to be extremely enthusiastic during the vote. Therefore, I don't see a situation in which people will retract. I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, I have to stop you there because as always, many questions, never enough time. I have to thank all of you for taking part with us this time. And of course, thank you for being with us with your questions as our viewers. Al Jazeera will be providing extensive coverage from Haiti during this week, so make sure you tune in for that. Remember, you can watch a podcast of the show on iTunes. This week, we're featuring an Al Jazeera First, my out-of-this-world conversation with the astronauts aboard the International Space Station as they share their perspectives on life orbiting high above the Earth and tell us what it takes to become an astronaut. On the next show, fresh from his testimony before the UK's Iraq war inquiry, Khan Ross, the former British diplomat turned whistleblower, talks about the lead up to the Iraq war and concerns about WMDs. Join us for that. From me and the team, we'll see you next time.
Da